Welcome back to the last episode of Drakengard 3. This time it's not gonna be too exciting. We're just gonna go read all of the weapon stories, and yeah, we have quite a lot. Wait, what? Did I forgot to save? Hold on a second. Oh, I think I forgot to save. Did I forgot to save? Yeah, I forgot to save. Yikes. Okay. Why can't I? Oh, I wish you could do 10 steps. Okay, that's oopsie. Yeah, so we have to upgrade all the weapons again, real quick. But it should be fine. I mean, I know that we can buy everything, the max, and then we can quickly upgrade it. And then after that, we can just read all the stuff. And yeah, that will be then the end of Drakengard 3. So in this episode there won't be any gameplay, because like I said, it's only reading stuff. Oops, it's the wrong one. You're really just gonna read. And this time we don't have to look at the design, so it should be faster. Then after we done all the weapon stuff, we're gonna also read the Intoner's memories. And yeah, and after this, we should have read everything that is at least important for me. We maybe can also read the character. Yeah, we can also do the character description, because it's not too long. So yeah. We can do them as well real quick, because I mean, if we already doing all the reading stuff, we can actually just do everything, I guess. Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate that it didn't got saved, but well, happens, I guess. Actually, quite a lot of money that you have to invest for some weapons. But thank God I have enough money. I was kind of worried at this point here that I don't have enough money, because like we had to use like 3 million here for the swords, and I was kind of like worried that it won't be enough, but there aren't as many spears and all this stuff like swords, so yeah. I think we should come out with like 3 millions left, which is pretty nice. And yeah, if my voice sounds a bit off, this is the first time that I'm speaking today, so yeah, my voice needs to get used to it again, to get used. And yeah, but it should get better over time. But yeah. That's a lot of weapons that we have to read. What? I hope I have enough time today, because I have to go away in, let me check, around 4 hours, or 2.5. I should get ready in like 2.5, 3.5 hours, so yeah. But I don't think that we are gonna be so long here. just reading stuff. Hopefully. Though there is a lot of stuff to read, but I don't think it should be. I hope it's not that much. But I could be wrong though. We will see. We will see. But yeah, this will be all one episode. So I won't cut, even if it's like 2 hours long or something like this. It's gonna be all in the same video. And this will mark the end of Drakengard 3 from my Let's Play. And I'm gonna start with Drakengard 1 after this, maybe next week. Most likely next week or so. Then yeah. It's like this week is kind of stacked for me with work and all this stuff. And I also kind of want to take a break from Let's Plays for like a few days without having to know, okay, I have to record something. Because otherwise I don't have a video for the day. And yeah. So it's gonna be that. And I'm not sure if I wanna do a Nier Replicant and Nier Automata Let's Play. Maybe. But I think I once said it already. I would do it with a freecam mod, so that we can explore way more and like look into the cutscenes way more, like what's going on behind the scene. If it's not like a too important cutscene, maybe. Because I know there are some cutscenes that I really want to watch again without breaking it. So yeah. We will see about that one. Okay, we unlocked the last garb for 0, where you reach in blood over time without having to kill someone, which is pretty OP, I guess. Okay, this time we're gonna save. Do we have this always? Yep, we return to the main menu. And we're gonna start with, we can do the characters first, because there are not too many. So, 0, a gifted intoner with superhuman battle skills. She's open and uninhibited with man, yet violent and lazy by nature. She has a strange flower growing out of her right eye. Yep, that's our 0. Michael, a fiercely proud dragon, said to be the most powerful in the world. Vastly intelligent and strong beyond measure, he's the only true confidant 0 has ever had. Confident? Yeah. I like him. I really do like Michael and Mikhail. The post-reincarnation form of Michael that travels with 0. An idealist and a pacifist. He thinks all conflicts can be solved with words alone. Yeah, that would be cool. Okay, that's the same. Ditto. A spear-wielding disciple with an extreme sadistic streak and the ability to quickly sense the weakness of others. He derives great pleasure from the screams of his foes. Definitely one of the better disciples. I mean, there isn't a lot of contest, but Decadus, a well-built disciple who fights with his fists. The most sensible of all the colleagues, he always behaves as a gentleman, but is actually a masochist who enjoys pain to no end. Yeah, he is kind of weird. And he has a sword. And a shield. Huh, interesting. Octo, an elderly-looking disciple who fights with chakrams. He boasts a seemingly insatiable sexual appetite, and is said to carry some impressive anatomy. I hope I pronounced most of the stuff correctly. I really hate him. He's definitely the worst disciple of all. A narcissistic disciple who fights with twin blades. In spite of his extreme self-confidence, the knowledge that he chooses to impart is often false and just ends up annoying everyone. I would say he's the coolest of all the disciples, together with Dito. Yeah. 5. The youngest Intoner and the ruler of the land of seas. Greedy and shallow, she desires all she sees, including Zero, but loses interest once she gets it. Fond of sexual innuendo. Innuendo? I have no idea what this word means. Yeah, 5. She was... Alright, you didn't saw too much of her in the game. So, yeah. 4. The lone virgin Intoner and ruler of the land of mountains. She fakes the superior air in order to hide her deep-seated inferiority complex and inhibitions. I don't know, she was also kind of boring. Like, really. 3. The listless Intoner who rules the land of forest. She has twisted sexual taste and a detached, bizarre personality. She enjoys experimenting on humans to turn them into dolls. She was definitely one of the cooler Intoners. I would say the coolest, maybe? Like her design and everything. She is pretty cool. A bright and cheerful Intoner who rules the land of sands. She is in love with sand, though an unfortunate incident shattered her mind, leaving her in a childlike state. Yeah, I mean, her background story was kinda sad. In the main game it was, well, she was mentally broken, so not too much. 1. The Intoner who rules the Cathedral City. She's the most mature and intelligent of the sisters, and also the only one who fully grasps Zero's true intentions. I mean, 1 is pretty cool, she's important to the lore, so I like her. Arkord, a shopkeeper from the land of seas, who carries a large suitcase around with her. As an observer and recorder, she views Zero as a top-level singularity in her work. She's pretty important for the lore, so pretty cool, I like her. An angel summoned by Dito using the power of 5 song. Fanuel, I mean, it looks like the crab we fought, but bigger, like the one we fought in the DLC. So I'm not sure if this is kind of related or not, but Aremaros, an angel summoned by Decados using the power of 4 song. It's just a castle. So. Dawn, which was summoned by Octa using 3 song. Then we have Igrigori, Gabriel, yeah, Raphael, 2 and Send. Oh, that was, I think, ending B or C. Abdil, yeah, it's just a dragon summoned by 4 after her mind was broken. I can actually see 4 on Sophiel. It looks like Gabriel, so just in green. I think it's most likely the same model. I would maybe a bit different, but never mind. I think it's honestly the same model with a little bit changes. Galgiel, 5, just a mindless soldier. Israel, an angel and an ancient dragon, called forth by 3 after her mind was broken. This one was pretty cool and pretty big. They always have like this weird tail, like the older they get, the bigger the tail. Just kind of strange. But yeah. That's this database, the characters. So yeah. Then we have to do all of this. Like all of this. I just wanna get rid of the new thingy. So let me sit correctly, and I need to take a drink. Something to drink. I have to drink something because my throat gets kind of dry, but I think I need to drink often in this. So yeah, let's start with Zero's Blade. From the moment I was born, there was nothing. That's how I wound up with the name Zero. I tried and failed to find value in my life. Even religion failed me, for I would have sooner fought and killed a god that prayed to it than pray to it. I took lives and felt nothing. I killed without regret. Right, wrong, sin, redemption. I couldn't even work up the energy to care. Like a child, I waited and hoped for the moment when this sad shell of life would finally be over. Which never really came for her, unless in ending D and A. She died there as well, so. Sinful scream. He committed a crime. The famine raged, taxes rose without mercy, and his parents vanished. Soon his siblings grew gaunt with hunger, and for them he took action. He committed a crime. He shared the stolen milk and bread with his 5 young siblings, allowing himself none. Instead, he simply watched as they devoured the bounty. He committed a crime. When the rich merchants found him, he was not allowed to die for his sin. That honor fell to his siblings, for they alone had consumed the stolen goods. He committed a crime. His siblings' ravaged bodies lay in the street. He gazed upon them, rubbed the open sores from his own public weeping, and heaved a voiceless sob. That's kind of brutal. Like, he stole so that his siblings can survive, and in the end they died and he survived because they were killed. Wow. Some of those weapons has really interesting backgrounds. A visitor. Ah, yes, come hear the song then. The innkeeper and her daughter will greet you warmly. The food and drink is without compare, and the girl is a feast for the eyes. The girl's song is the best thing about the place. A single listen will drive all your troubles away. Did you know she has a sister? Ah, if only they sang a duet. Welcome back, traveler. It's been a while. Come to see the girls again? You certainly do like them. It's been decades since I first told you of them, and yet here you are again. What's that, traveler? You wonder why the girls never age? Those are the children of the girls you once knew. Surely you didn't think they were immortal, did you? Assortment of the millennium-old tree. This could actually kind of sounds like Develop Popola. This one. Because Develop Popola also don't age and they sing. And they sing beautifully, so. Ceremonial Blade. The prince I serve was destined to lead our nation, but alas, we had been nearly destroyed in an unjust war, betrayed from within and left to wither and die. The prince I serve grew into a strong, handsome young man. After much grueling toil, he willed our land and became its king. It was a wonderful, wonderful land. But that land is long gone. You will find it on no map, and my king fell when his nation was defeated. My king kept this ceremonial blade close, and to the very end, he never suspected me. It remains a regret of mine. Ah, but no matter, it's just a silly little story now. Huh. Thunderlord. Once there was a hellish wasteland covered by thundering skies. It changed hands countless times, and its people were tormented by unending hunger and merciless lightning. One day, a valiant young baron sought to conquer the land and turn it into a place of bounty. Few of his exhausted subjects believed him, some even laughed openly. The baron had forged a fine sword of silver, then ordered a group of virgins to pray for 3 days and nights, atop a hill. He raised the sword high, then thrust it into the ground. After a stormy night, the skies cleared. The young baron was gone, and the fruit tree stood on the hill, with the silver sword entangled in its branches. It still rumbles to this day. Always those virgins. Virginal sin. Once there was 3 young girls. They lived in an age when arranged marriage were the standard. They swore to each other that they would always protect their chastity. One girl cut her beautiful blonde hair and commanded a battalion in place of her dead brother. She died a fine death with her beloved manservant at her side. One girl, a brunette and an avid reader of books, loved a man from a poor family. Knowing their love could never be, the couple threw themselves into the sea. The last girl, a flaxen-haired beauty, never knew her friends had broken their vows of chastity. She remained a virgin all her life, eventually passing away of old age. Okay. Saintly Brimstone. The villagers doubted the strange new missionary at first, but soon his charming words and handsome smile won them over, and they welcomed him with open arms. Beauty was power in the village. The beautiful were royalty, while the ugly suffered as slaves. Soon the scared and deformed of the village begged the missionary for help. Smiling, the missionary raised a hand. In the flash, the ugly villagers were transformed, their faces all identical to his own, and yet his work was not complete. Soon every man, woman and child looked like the missionary, right down to the grin. They no longer cried or grew angry, leaving the village with nothing but grim, hollow smiles. Okay, that's kind of creepy. And most likely those will also go to different villages and do the same, I guess. That's really creepy. Bloodletter. My cursed body bleeds once a month like clockwork. I am thin and weak and more ugly than most. I am, in a word, different, and people do not take kindly to such. Too weak to work, a mere useless husk. I spend my days in the basement waiting for the abuse I know is sure to come. In my dreams, my body no longer bleeds. I feel sick, and queasy. In my dream, the man who abuses me appears again, but this time I seize the weapon he has long used to torment me. In the dream, I hit him again and again, and then I see for the very first time that I'm not the only one who bleeds. I'm human, just like him, and this makes me smile. False pact. One of the villagers was a compulsive liar. He banded a sword about carelessly, boasting of his demon-slaying exploits. Soon he had lost the trust of all his peers. One day a traveler arrived, asking the way to a lair of demons. The villagers were silent, But the great liar spoke. "Have no fear," he said. "I will lead you to the demon's den." The man lied, and each time the travelers believed him. They became more lost, but when the liar finally showed the true path, he was forced to save the traveler from the demon. "I finally told the truth," said the dying liar, "and now I must pay for it." The traveler slayed the demon, became a hero, and has carried this newfound friend's sword ever since. I don't think we know this sword. The broken iron. The good old broken iron. Iron. The iron was beaten into shape. It stood alone in battle. Iron. Kill. The iron killed with abandon. That was its reason to exist. Kill. Meat. The iron took countless lives to make its dream come true. Meat. Blood. The iron shed bloody tears, for it could not be human again. Blood. I wonder if this is the same weapon story in other games as well. Maybe. Gaia's flame. Beauty is only skin deep. The twisted hearts within remain unseen. I wish for the fortune of man. I scorn the persistence insects. A flame illuminates this. A flame illuminates the night, but it brings only stitching dark. To burn is proof of witchery, and I am the one who lights the fire. A sword used by a celebrated holy woman. Moonfire. The marble sword was imbued with the blacksmith's blazing soul. It yearned for an owner who thirsted for blood, who pined for battle, who hungered for war. But its razor edge emitted searing heat, enough to reduce to ash any stalwart warrior who wielded it. The sword waited for a strong soul to tame its boiling heart. It waited for the warrior who would let blood spill across its blade, even as it took the lives of those it thought. The sword waited. It waited for a vessel, for its soul, and eternity spread before it like an icy embrace. Skyward Thunder. The weapon that looks like a chakram. One day, a young boy encountered a white horse with blue eyes by the side of a lush forest spring. Each day he passed the animal. He stopped to tend to his injured leg. On the 5th day, the horse allowed the boy to touch its beautiful white hair. On the 10th day, its deep blue eyes revealed a hard-won trust. Soon after, the horse vanished. The boy figured the leg had healed, and regretted missing his chance to ride the steed. Decades passed. The boy, now a withered old man, told his grandchildren of the white horse. Just as the man spoke of the horse, thunder boomed from the sky and he vanished. Some say they saw a man on a white horse amid the lightning, storming off to the heavens. That's kind of strange. Imagine you're telling your grandkids a story, when suddenly a lightning strikes and you just vanish. I mean, I hope he was able to finish the story, because if not, then that's kind of sad. Cries and whispers. Pardon me. Seriously? You don't even know how to use this sword? Now that's just pathetic. It couldn't possibly be easier. Even little of me can spin this thing around. A disciple at my level has no more than strength, you know? He has enough bewitching beauty to make his enemies swoon. Looks like it's working on you too, huh? Money really does make the world go round, doesn't it? I should know, give the vast fortune I command. Not that they let me use it yet. Lord knows why. Is there anything more important in life than beauty? Strength and money? What a kidder you are. I mean, do you even need to ask? Nope, that's definitely the three most important things in life. Especially the money part. Because like with money you can literally do everything you want. Once a woman. The tower loomed, its white stonework unmarked by a single crack of crevice. Inside, a girl lived alone. Because none of her servants spoke to her, she knew nothing of speech. Throughout her captivity, the girl's servants refused to acknowledge her existence. But local villagers knew of her, and when a great famine struck the land, they took action. The villagers killed every last servant as they climbed the tower. "Cursed wench," they shouted, "this is your fault." But the girl could not understand the words. The girl was overjoyed to finally be exposed to her emotions, even that of rage. A smile came to her face as the sword struck home, securing her place as an offering to the village gods. That's really sad. It's kind of sad. Imperial Fang. The warming breath of green granted fortune to all. The shining azure flow gave blessing to all. Flowers bloomed, life teemed. It was a land of promise. Countless great forces waged war over the land, troubling and trembling its bounties. Soon, mountains of mangled corpses replaced the blessing of earlier, better days. Time passed. Trees grew over the bodies, and soon the cries of war were replaced with softly babbling brooks. Only a lone sword, planted in the ground, spoke of the terrible past. The young king drew the sword from the earth. "I claim this beautiful land for my own," he said. "Will the circle begin anew? Alas, I must save that story for another time." I don't think there is something yet. Maybe there's a newer weapon story of this sort, maybe. But I don't think I saw it in Euro Beta, so I don't think so. Feral King's Wield Blade. "Ah, you have an eye for quality, sir. This sword comes from a far-off land. Know you the tale? A young man slew a horrid beast and grew so renowned the king became mad with envy. The king sent him on an impossible quest, and the young man fell to the very monster he was meant to slay. His sister pleaded for his remains, but all she received was his sword. The sister became the king's mistress, and she used the sword to murder him before turning it on herself. And now, the blade is used to exact revenge on. Sir, are you okay? What's with the sword in your hand? Revenge, you say? But I'm just a weapons merchant. My swords didn't kill your family. It's just a blade. Just a... No! Stop! Wait! Yep, that's an accurate death sound. Definitely. Why did I lose my child? Why did my child have to die? Why must I bear this punishment? All the other children survived. Why did mine perish? They should have died, too. Every last one of them. No, I mustn't think in this way. They're all precious. We must protect my lost child, and all the others, too. But this world is chaos and strife. How can we hope to safeguard the children? The precious, precious children. To protect them, I must join them. But there are so many. Wait, I know. I must chew them up. Chew them all. Open my mouth and chew them all, pretty babies. What the fuck? So she ate the children's? I wonder how children's taste. Do children's taste different from adults? Most likely, I guess. Because like baby animals also taste different like adult, I think. Keimsword. The character we're gonna play soon. There was once an awkward prince who found love, politics and even general interactions difficult. His only comfort was practicing swordplay in the courtyard. After 100 days of practice, he began to feel stronger. As this strength turned to confidence and washed away his anxieties, the prince devoted himself to mastering the sword. After 1,000 days of practice, he forgot the stress of politics and intrigue. Such things brought only lies and betrayal, but his sword never did. After 10,000 days of practice, he realized his sword might free him from all stress if he entrusted everything to it. Alas, he was only running from his problems. Yeah, sort of. Furia's dagger. I mustn't trouble my brother. He's busy with his sword practice. So must be a good girl and not bother him to play with me. I mustn't trouble my brother. He's busy with politics. So I must be a good girl and not bother him to talk with me. I mustn't trouble my brother. He's busy fighting other countries. So I must be a good girl and not bother him with my worries. I mustn't trouble my brother. He mustn't let him know of the dark lust hidden in my bosom. If he were to see me like this, I would have to end my own life. Yeah, Furia was into Kyle. Like, she wanted to love him. Like, and they're both brother and sister, so that's kind of hard, and not, well, maybe legal in this time, but in our time, not so legal anymore. Near's Blade, which is pretty interesting that they call it Near's Blade and not Beast Lord, but okay. You wanna stop, sit down and eat. If you keep running around like this, you're going to drop your pie on the... See? What did I say? You're already making a big mess. Emil, quit rummaging through my closet, will you? There's nothing in there but a bunch of old underwear. You sit down too and finish your soup. Where did Kaini go? Huh? She went to find more food? But I gave her an entire roast pig. How in the world did she eat that entire thing? In a quiet dream, I think of the world that was lost. I think of the people and my own past self. And I think of the happiness I never again know. Okay, that's interesting because first thing, they're eating. And in your replicant, right before you go to Shadow Lord's castle, you make a promise that you're gonna eat something together, if I remember correctly. And there's one person missing in this weapon store, which is Grimoire Weiss. And he's gone. So I guess this will be up. This weapon story takes place after Nier Replicant. And I'm in the quiet dream. I think of the world that was lost. This could be actually meant with ending E near. Okay, it must be ending E near, but with own past self will refer to the replicant Nier who killed Shadow Lord. And happiness Most likely because Grimoire Weiss isn't with them anymore. I would suggest. Kaine's sword. She had suffered two unspeakable losses. The first, her beloved grandmother. The second, her beloved friend. So she killed the enemies that stole those, who were most precious to her. She killed the enemies that placed the curse of revenge upon her. She killed. But then she lost sight. She lost sight of the purpose behind her vengeful rampage. She lost sight of life's meaning amidst all the slaughter. Inside a dark cavern, she dreamed. She dreamed of those she wouldn't be able to see again after death came for her. Inside a dark cavern, she dreamed... I don't know. Two-sword. I thought being a pair would all allow us to survive. I mean, it was just like my name, you know? We were two then, and we would remain two forever. When we held hands, we connected. I believed we truly had nothing to fear. Our time was meant to be forever. Forever and ever. We were destined to keep this small life of ours secure. I hear the sound of something breaking deep within me. There's no going back. I hear all the noises slipping slowly away into the unrushing dark. My name is 3. I'm the 4th oldest of the Intoners. In what order was I made? You're such an adorable little doll. Here, let me just patch you up with some of my expert stitching, Oh, did you lose a limb or two? Don't you worry, little doll. I'll fix you up good as new. I'll fix you up as many times as it takes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another little doll to join my menagerie. That's all. Okay, that's all the swords. Okay, so near split is clear, but this one is still kind of... Okay, the 2 losses is clear. It's Near and Kali. And killed the enemies. There's the Shakes, where you play near replicant, ending E. Or root E, most likely. Oh, this could also be connected with the drama CD, where you hear... There's one track where you hear that Kaine kills people, I think. If I remember the drama CD correctly. But yeah. Spears. Britney Spears. I need to drink. Twisted Hunger. I detest ugly things. I hate the putrid breath of monsters. And I hate people corrupted by desire. How can they even stand to live like that? Morals? Morals make me puke. Trotting out truth and justice? Love for your fellow man? Pfft, what a crock of shit. How can people live in a disgusting place like this? Life is ugly, and people are nothing but fools. Why did the world have to end up this way? The rotten fruit tastes the most sweet. A rotten body is beauty personified. Why does everyone fail to notice these things? In a poor nation lived 2 knights, one clad in ivory armor, the other in ebon black. They battled to bring fortune to the land, while occasionally sharing dreams over a skin of wine. But over time, they quarreled. The ebon knight began to distrust his despotic king, while the ivory knight strove to keep his oath. And soon, the friends became bitter rivals. One day, a coterie of knights held a coup against the cruel king, led by the Ebon Knight. But the Ivory Knight slew his companion and quelled the rebellion, earning much fame and fortune. The Ivory Knight calmed his king's despotic nature and was given an ornate spear as a reward. But he refused, and instead insisting on using the spear that had slain his one-time friend. Thunder Princess. The strait was called the ship graveyard for its stormy waters. Few ships dared to cross it, and soon the nearby Iceland found itself dangerously short of supplies. The Icelanders decided to make a sacrifice to the god of the seas. As they debated who would be offered up, the daughter of the island's headman gave herself as tribute. Once the fairest woman on the island, her skin was now covered in burns. Her father tried to stop her, but she donned her ceremonial armor and threw herself into the sea. Soon the waves lessened and the sea was calmed. The large spear the girl carried with her stands alone on the seabed, occasionally quivering to the sounds of distant thunder. God damn, my throat hurts. Or starts to hurt a bit. Okay, there was a huge as fuck spike in the audio. Drakengard got lost, sir. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. A scholar, you say? How excellent. This village has a fine library. I wager you'll like it very much. There's a kind and beautiful lady who keeps the library running. She loves them books, she does. Spends all day copying tomes to make sure they ain't lost to time. But such beauty can be deadly. Aye, her twin sister sings by the village fountain, and she'll have your head on a plate if you make false moves on the librarian. Those trains protect the village, they do? Since when? Oh, I couldn't say for sure. Long and longer still. I reckon they'll probably do so until the end of time. This is still popular. 100%. Then will be also the other one, because it's a spear model after the millennium-old tree, and the other weapon also had the same description with the millennium-old tree. Oath the First. Be prepared to sacrifice all for the sake of His Majesty. Always pursue justice, even at the cost of your life. Oath the Second. Always strive to eliminate evil from this world. Never surrender, though the battle may seem lost. Oath the Third. Allow no evil to get unchecked, no matter how small. Show no mercy to criminals, be they man, woman, or child. Oath the Fourth. And who committed evil are equal deserving of death. Be the king or pauper, death is the only answer. That's kind of hard. Robber King. She was a prostitute with a habit of falling in love with her customers, but they fled whenever she proposed. This puzzled her, as she was unaware her job was viewed with disdain. One day, an ugly old man came to see her. Once their business was done, the woman asked for his hand in marriage. He began to cry, for thought he was king, none had ever loved him. The prostitute became queen of the land, but soon after the ceremony, the king was swelled by his own heart, leaving her with untold fortune and all of his political power. The woman had been so close to happiness, But now her beloved was gone. Thus she took up the spear, the last memento of her husband, and fled the palace forever. That kinda sucks. That really sucks. No magic could cure the little girl's disease. Her only joy were the nightly visits from a nameless masked conjurer who came to her with a magical staff in hand. The conjurer shared his arcane talents with her. One night, a shower of glittering light, next, an orchestra of tiny songbirds, another, the arc of a dazzling rainbow. Yet the disease slowly consumed the girl's body. One night, when her time was near, she smiled at the conjurer and thanked him. Then she grew cold and smiled no more. The conjurer had been forbidden to show magic to others, but when he returned and confessed that he'd taken the staff without permission, his master told him to keep it. That night, the conjurer clutched the staff tightly and wept bitter tears. It had lived long, so long, sometimes it seemed it had lived for all the time in the world. The usual cycle of life and death, being little more than a farce. Its slow heavy body was old and weazened. It had witnessed countless human lives kindle and then extinguish in the blink of an eye. It had lived with the heart, was now losing bit by bit. It had forgotten how to roar, or gnash, or fly into a rage. The flames of war raged on in an endless stream of conquest and slaughter and death. In the face of this unchanging flow of history, the dragon finally grew weary of living. The spear of a renowned dragon. I don't think there's any data about bloodworm. I think. Sins of the Fallen. Research Report 1. We focus on psychological and religious research in our quest to conjure angels and express the divinity with us. But now we have a different hypothesis. Research Report 2. I refer to calling forth angels from nothing, without a host. This forced summoning theory suggests angels exist on a different existential plane. Research 3. If transforming into an angel is simply exchanging a life form from this world with one from another, could we summon them without a suitable corpus on this side? Research Report 4. To perform such a summoning, I must summon myself from another plane while keeping my body here. Such power would make me the greatest. Record send. Okay. The youngest prince had ambitions of the throne, but his elder brother fought a campaign of great battles and earned the people's adoration, and so had to deal with it. The youngest prince was in battle against a nearby kingdom when he looted a fine spear from a fallen soldier. Suddenly a voice rang out, "Seek ye power?" and the prince nodded. Many victories greeted the young prince, while his brother's fortunes soured. Soon he sat upon the throne he desired so much. But then the voice returned. "Now I shall reclaim it." The new king lost all. His men died in battle. His wife and son died of disease. With tears of blood streaming down his face, he cursed the world and fell upon his spear. That's hard. Imperial Tears. The fertile land was fought over time and again. spawning mountains of corpses. The young lord who had watched the previous king die gave an order: burn it to the ground. No nobleman or peasant opposed him. The fires were set, the green trees burned, the animals scattered, and the land the previous king had sworn to save was reduced to ash. When the flames finally died, the land was sealed and declared an eternal neutral zone. Over decades it regained its beauty, but a single spear still resided deep within. It was once a sword, obtained by the king, who had been sworn to protect the land. But it was reforged into a spear by his ruinous successor, and was now rusted beyond recognition. What became of this once promising land? None can say. We also saw the other weapon story with the sword. Final Keen. Kneel. I don't know. This is the story of a spear that fell into the hands of a certain man. The man did not realize that this time in this world was growing short, but the spear knew. The man loved the sound the spear emitted, but did not know it was the weapons warning him of his impending doom. Alas, the man died in combat, his spear echoing out across the wastes. This is the story of one man's end, a cold, stiff body, and next to it a spear, quietly mourning the death of his 568th master. The spear waits for the day its cry can once again ring out. It has seen the end of countless masters across an ocean of time, and even today still waits for the next. That's interesting. Ares Spear, which is from Drakengard 2, I think, yeah. I seek a noble will, the destiny of a knight, with thoughts of the companions I walked beside since childhood in my heart. I continue to press forward. I pray the fragile present can continue. I know that averting one's eye from what must be done will lead to ruin, and yet this is still my hope. I'm driven by jealousy, white hot, burning jealousy. The womanly blood within my body wails, cursing the two who left me behind. And all that is left for me is a small twinge of pride. Pain rules my body now, but I pray he will still see me as I once was. I guess the two who left her was Mana and Kai. No, not Kai. No way. I guess. 5 Spear. Life is grand. Who could ever be bored in this world? Anyway, I'm 5, which means I have 5 elder sisters. And there are 5 things I want in this life. I want everything Zero has. She's so strong and powerful, beautiful. And I also want one's intelligence. Might as well take it while I'm in the taking business, I'll take 2's blinding smile as well. Why not? And 3 has those nipple little fingers. Oh, I'd put those to some very good use. And 4? 4... Well, I suppose there's that one little thing I could take from her. That thing she hasn't surrendered yet. See? Life is just too much fun. That's interesting. Combat. And I have to drink again. Whew. Stop. Oh, please stop. If you put me in that boiling water, I'll be burned from head to toe. How can anyone be so cruel? How can... Why? Why do you beat me with that thick iron pole? All I can do is sob like an abandoned puppy ripped from its mother's teeth. No, not Dex for far too long. I'm going to be split in two. I'll be broken heart and soul. Just imagine it makes me want to. Oh no, I'm afraid even I can't do that. Ice bonds layers. Have you ever looked into her eyes? They're mesmerizing, like there's an entire rainbow held inside. They lock you into fleeting chains and leave you to fall ever downward. Have you ever caressed her skin? Smooth like a fresh snowfall melting beneath your fingers. You are captivated, left to wait until your heart rots into small dark mess. Have you ever heard her voice? A clear, prodding voice, like a ripe peach. Her death sentence invites you to a world of perversation, as sweet as any perfectly aged wine. Her prey are placed in ice, where they offer up their lives for eternity. Swords mottled with blood, fists scraped raw. They fear nothing, and she looks on with a silent smile. In a poor village, deep in the arid mountains, lived a devoted nun. Her quiet prayers soothed the hearts of the people, a lone flower blossoming in the wastelands of their minds. One day, disease struck the village. The victims shriveled into mottled invalids before dying in enormous pain, and through the nun prayed and prayed, the illness ran rampant. As she prayed, buds began to sprout from the corpses. As each villager fell, new flowers grew, and soon the entire village was filled with their sweet aroma. None know what happened after that, but where the villager's home once stood, a vast field of flowers can now be seen, their forever blossoming petals fluttering gently in the breeze. The new nation spread across a bountiful landscape, but it was home to a vast destructive war. The old retainers muttered under their breath, cursing the brash young king. "I care not for the past," said the king. "No matter how hard we must move on and bring fortune to the land." And so he began a new, never-ending war against their neighbors. The land resources filled the kingdom's coffers for a time, bringing prosperity to all. But eventually, the land began to run dry, and the people grew weary of war. Despite the losses and deaths, the king refused to give up. He would not cede the promised land, no matter the cost. I shall save what happened next for another time. Okay. The monster's body was covered in terrible spines. One day, a small bird landed nearby and spoke with the monster. More than anything, the monster wished to touch its new friend. Soon, the monster decided to remove the spines, though it caused terrible pain. The monster screamed for 7 days and nights, terrorizing villagers at the foot of the range. The villagers feared the monster was going to invade, so on the 7th night, they climbed the mountain with weapons in hand, where they found a pile of bloody spines. In the center of the pile was a strange creature that had died during the night. By its side, a small bird with red-stained wings gently nuzzled the creature and cried. Sad. Really, really sad. Let me sing, let me dance, within the cold water at the bottom of the sea, because I am in love, because I drown in you. Let me hope, let me pray, for your heart to spy mine endure feelings to melt. As I swim in the water, as I float in the sea. Let me curse, let me wail. If you reach a place where the water god cannot see, and another voice finds you, and a new woman holds you. Let me sink, let me wait, until your eyes close and your breathing stops. We want you for ourselves, we want to end you all. I think I already was reading this once. I think. I'm not sure, but I think. The words of the curse dug themselves into my ears. The hate hidden in justice's shadows became a poison. The overwhelming light stole away my vision. Under the banner of freedom and liberty, a dark shadow is cast. I lost my voice in the face of never-ending despair. How could hope have been so extinguished? I strained to bury deprivation with my mind's new justice. The chaos of war shall burn it anew. It is only a matter of time. Captain's Guard. I have gladly pledged loyalty to the king across time. No matter how hellish the fight or reckless the order, I have risked all to protect king and country. But the king has lost his life in battle. He was young and newly crowned lord, and left behind no descendants. Who will I ever serve now? Wailing over such things will achieve nothing. My only job is to protect my country. My only mission is to serve my king. So I search. I search for a body to replace the long shattered muscle and bone that resided in this armor. I search for a new king worthy of wearing me. Deathly Briars. Sing, 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 let me sing, let me sing, let me sing. Of the seas, of the skies, of my hopes, of my prayers. Spin, spin, spin. Let me dance, let me dance, let me dance. Happy dances, beautiful dances, sad dances, ugly dances. Huff, huff, huff. Let me gasp, let me gasp, let me gasp. In the rain, in my dreams, in battle, in sheer ecstasy. Prick, prick, prick. Let me stab, let me stab, let me stab. In your skin, in your eyes, in your tears, in your screams. Tyrant's Playthings. The land was ruled by an empress, who used magic powers to govern her people. She was a cruel, oppressive ruler who took joy in slaughtering innocents at random. But the empress was restless, torturing victims, drinking fine wine as they screamed. It was fun, yes, but even fun grows wearisome when repeated too often. Many would-be heroes came to the castle, united by dreams of my death. The first few were enjoyable enough, but now it's just a chore. They're also simple-minded. If no hero is strong enough to defeat me, I just have to make one myself. I need a strong child, a terrifying hero, one with enough power to topple his own mother. That's kind of strange to do. That's very strange to do. He's a great and powerful king. Do not tell him what to do. With a vast and evil power, do not attempt to unravel it. He's a strong and fearsome foe. Do not challenge him to battle. He's a small and tender child. Do not disturb him yet. That's strange. Wait, 380 damage for combat braces? Sheesh. My sister 1 calls me 4. My name is not 1, nor is it 0. I may not be the first sister, or even the second, but I'm not the last either. I'm supposed to be a superior creation. I'm supposed to be better than my younger sister. Better in everything. 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 Tonight, yet again, I find in myself the sense that composes me, and then, on a cold blanket, I sleep. That, okay. I'm not sure what she means with this, but okay. To the chakrams. A journey is an enjoyable thing, especially one to learn the secrets of a woman. It's ever so exciting, which you can see for yourself if you move your eyes just a bit lower. Climbing those 2 mountains is so enjoyable, feeling the soft ground beneath you, stuffing yourself with the small fruits found at the peak, and that I had more mouths. It's wonderful to rest in the mother's forest, whether your nose follows the aroma of the underbrush or you dare explore the dark cavern that lies below. Ah, what bliss! And let us not forget about a hike to the spring, a generous drink of the liquid or overflowing from deep within my beloved pond would be enough to harden up anyone's weaponry. Yep, that sounds like Octa. And I don't like it. The boy ran. His blade, which seemed far too long for his small frame, cut through the garrison like warm butter. Heads rolled, blood flew. The boy kept running. He cried to the captain, "This is for my brothers." He made his way forward, moving down soldiers in his wake. But the lancers took his life before he could reach his goal. Looking down from his steed, the captain ordered his men to dispose of the body. Then he rode off without a word, refusing to think of his son, laying in the dirt behind him. The captain had 3 sons left, and the one who slew him would gain all that he owned. Such a ridiculous game. As he rode away, he prayed the gods would take him soon. Why? Why would you do this? I don't know. Why does no one recognize my arcane skills? Why do they not respect me, applaud me? Why? Why? I hate it. I want to beat all of them into the ground. It's him. He steals my magic. That's why I don't receive the praise. He's so richly deserved. It's all his fault. That's why I must kill him. I do it for justice, for the human race. Cold steel is a perfect reply to his idle words. I'm not in the wrong. With this cursed blade, I shall silence the sorcerer and prove that I'm worthy. Not him, me. Hear the laughters as I behold the bloody lump that used to be a sorcerer? Now I'm the greatest magician in the world. Such a shame. I fell into this well in my excitement. The small island was surrounded on all sides by the sea. It was a quiet place, blessed by beautiful, verdant nature, and once it was where violent criminals were sent to die. Atop a cliff was a grave edged with bladed blue ring. Fresh flowers covered it every day. Who lies here? The young boy asked. A criminal, responded the old man. Then why the flowers? Asked the boy. Because, said the man, he led a revolution in an effort to improve the lives of all. Here he led a pure life, and here he finally died. And with that, the old man fell silent and gazed out to the sea. The grave's blue ring reflected the blue of the sky, while the waves added a dark tone to the sharpened blade. The Duchess stands. Don the frilly dress. Put the freshest bows in your hair. Slip on the finest shoes. Use your voice. Flash your smile. Close on the target, whisper love in his ear. Pluck feathers from an extinct bird. Make a coat from the pelts of tiny creatures. Sprinkle your petals on the water. Sing the mistress' love song just as it was taught to you. Many men have kneeled before me, their rough voice begging for my love, their lips fumbling, dry poetry. Every man is the same. Every day is the same. Every gilded, tiresome day. Can anyone slash this routine? Can anyone bedecked blade cleave it in twain? I do not wish for such an end, and yet, as I watch, those wretched writhing in the road like maggots. I feel like I'm mispronouncing a lot of stuff right now. That's not good. The 10th blade. Throne of the false god. Made forces echo as the gods across the land. The 11th blade. Nightly darkness. Made soul be as noble and lofty as a stoned night. The 12th blade. Queen's thorn. May its beauty be as pure as the reigning empress. The 13th blade. Thunderous king. Makes power as eternal as your beloved ruler. Makes power be as eternal as you. Vidofnir's blade. Once there was two brothers, roosters. The elder was courageous and bore strong, sharp claws, while the younger was extremely quick-witted and intelligent. One day the gods gathered the birds of the world and said, I shall grant the right to rule to the birds who sense the world tree. And with that the birds were off. The winged birds flew up, but were burned by the sun. Yet the cloudbirds climbed up, but were consumed by snakes. Only the roosters working together managed to reach the top. Fight, said one of the gods. Only one of you may rule. But the brothers leaped at the god and removed his head. And there they still sit, feasting upon his entrails atop the tree. Okay. I mean, you can do this as well, I guess. Skyward Wind. The woman was near the end of her life. She had committed crimes and been arrested. After an extended torture session, she was sentenced to burn at the stake. Suddenly, a white horse with sad, blue eyes appeared before her. The king took my son, she screamed at the animal. Before I die, I will kill him with my own 2 hands. The woman screamed at the horse until she collapsed into sobs. The next thing she knew, she was atop the horse with a sword in her hand, and the king trembling in front of her. She slew the king and made to flee, but suddenly her horse was gone. Her body burst into flames, which raged until she became a small pile of ashes, scattered away by the wind. Always those horses that come and appear. Strange. Really, really strange. Once there was a girl and 2 boys who were friends. One boy went to work for a land scraper. The other became an army captain. The girl grew up to be stunningly beautiful. One day, the girl's father died. To provide for her poor family, she decided to marry her friend, the army captain. He was scheduled to head to the front lines the day after the wedding. The captain smiled and swore to return. It was the last time the woman saw her new husband smile. He died soon after, leaving her alone with their home and beautiful garden. The garden changed with the seasons, giving the woman peace. Yet until the day her illness took her at a tender age, she never knew her older childhood friend was the one tending to it. That's kind of sad that you don't recognize your friend. It must be really hard for the other friend. It was a blessed land, a paradise with endless resources that guaranteed peace and prosperity for any nation. Men had fought each other over it since time immemorial. The kings fought for the promised land at the cost of his nation's health. With disease ravaging him, he asked his son how this could truly be the promised land. Why were people willing to sustain bloodshed for the sake of the land? If it were truly a blessing, why had it been the source of so much senseless pain, loss, and hate? The old king breathed his last, as the prince sat silently by his coffin. He swore a silent oath. What story would he weave once he became king? Ah, that's a tale for another day. I hope so. Mana staff, okay. All I know is loss. An empty body with something great and substantial missing. I fill the hole the only way I can, and turn my eyes from the emptiness that swell up. I know little of what I was. The curious small child, the lily white skin, the confused expression as the question was asked. Do the watchers sing? Fear drives me forward. The darkness that laps at my feet. The fate I can never flee from. I scream out loud that I cannot let it take me. I cannot let it take me. All that remains is my memory. The steely gaze that fixed itself forward through the youth and inexperience and confusion. The gaze that will someday open a new path. So Mana is also from Drakengard 1 and 2. In 1 she's the antagonist, or like the villain, and in Drakengard 2 she's like the good person. But we will find this out soon enough. And yeah, the last weapon story. Once Chakram. I am the first, and as my name suggests, I should have been the only. My foolish sister invites destruction, and I will give her a suitable foolish end. Our mission is to guide this world, to move it down the correct path. I know what I hoped for, what I lost, what I took, what I thought. I knew that I would soon gain full knowledge of the song that cursed through me. But is it really true? How can I be sure that everything we know is correct? Okay, I kinda hoped there would be more, but that's fine. Yeah, so that was the weapon stories. Now we only have to do the internal memories, and then we're done. Oops. We're gonna start with 5. Excuse me. Dear Lady 5, it's because of dedication customers like you that we are able to provide our trademark customer service. This notice is to confirm delivery of the following order. Seafood gourmet pack with sea serpent eggs 200 times. Mountain gourmet pack with troll liver sauce 200 times. Do not hesitate to contact us if there are any concerns. We look forward to our continued patronage. Dear Lady 5, thank you for trusting us with your delivery needs. We hope this early summer has been a fruitful one for you. This notice is to confirm delivery of the fancy golden dress you ordered. This dress made with beautiful silk imported from the east and lavishly festooned with pure gold leaf. It's one of our finest products. We hope that it meets your exacting standards. God damn. Dear Lady 5, thank you for trusting us with your delivery needs. This notice is to confirm delivery of the secret toy ultimate pack you ordered. This set, one of our company's hallmark products, combines truly captivating toys from the exotic East with a selection of all natural, water-soluble performance enhancers. Please feel free to contact us with any questions or concerns that may arise. This product is meant for adults only. Okay. Dedication of storage. Dear Lady 5, thank you as always for continuing to use our service. We trust all remains well with your glorious reign. This notice is to confirm that your treasure storage vault has been officially dedicated as of last Sunday. As requested, it is equipped with a variety of traps to ensure that our lady's valuables will lie unmolested by invaders. We'll happily demonstrate them if you provide a volunteer. That's kinda cruel. Dear Lady 5, we trust our spirits are as bright and sunny as the blessedly warm spring weather of late. This notice confirms reception of your request for books to learn about ruling. Our scholars feel the Roman Empire is fitting and have they prepared a final selection. Additionally, it gladdens us to see that my lady, already a wielder of great authority, wishes to learn more. Dear Lady 5, we hope you and yours are enjoying a joyful winter season. This notice serves to inform you of the impending delivery of 200 works of art. Your order's Ox Beauty was difficult, but our experts amassed a carefully selected collection of masterpieces. None, of course, could ever surpass the beauty of Our Lady, but we still look forward to receive any feedback about the collection's quality. Dear Lady 5, we hope a bountiful harvest awaits you and yours this fall. This notice confirms delivery of 10 philosophy books you ordered. We pray they answer your questions. What is humanity? And what is happiness? However, your recent order is on a smaller scale than previous ones, and when combined with the recent disposal of your treasure vault, we are worried. Please tell us if we have erred in any way. Dear Lady 5, thank you for your continued patronage as we enter spring. This notice serves to inform you that your invoice for the delivery of food to poor children has yet to be paid. We apologize for having to contact you multiple times, but with our company's finances in a precarious situation and Dito no longer replying to our messages, we are in the dark on your status. Please supply payment when you can. Thank you for your continued loyalty. Ever since our founding the year after the cataclysm, we have prided ourselves on serving both our customers and the community at large. But half a year after the end of the Intoner's rule, the downturn in deliveries means we are no longer able to sustain our business. Thus, our company will cease operation effective May 31. Thank you for your understanding in these extraordinary times. But half a year after the end of the Intoner's rule. Okay. Well, let me tell you. Okay, there's a lot I want to tell you all, but how about I start with 0? Let's talk about the flower in your eye. You did that on purpose, didn't you? It's all like, oh, I'm the oldest sister, I'm so special. I have to be all different. It looks terrible on you, you know? Like you're trying trying way too hard. Also, I'm tired of you treating us like your heads are full of poo. Our heads are full of poo. Because they're not. In fact, the way you swing the sword all day, I bet it's your head that's full of poo. Because you never use it. Your turn. 5, you're the only little sister I have. But you act like this bitter old lady. Oops, sorry. Didn't that sound harsh? It's totally what everyone thinks, though. And seriously, the way you threw those oversexed fat globulars of yours around, disgusting. You have no self-control and you're always chasing after some carnal pleasure like it's the most important thing in the freaking world. Oh, and your clothes are ugly. Clothes are ugly and your makeup is really sad. It's too bad money can't buy class. It's really too bad. Oh, 3. Where to begin? You try to act mysterious and alluring, but I know it's just an act. Guys always go for project girls like you, thinking they can fix them or whatever. And there's so many nice girls that would treat them better. Am I wrong? No, I'm not. And you know it. You try so hard to pretend you don't care. It becomes painful. Obviously, just how much you do. Why don't you just try attracting someone with your natural charm instead? Oh, that's right, you don't have any. It's funny. I can see why you did that. I can see why you did what you did too. People can get pretty stupid when they fall in love. That's why you say something like, I want us to be together forever and I want world peace and stuff. But really, loving your disciple, the one guy who has to hang out with you all the time? How convenient. Look, I admit Sam's handsome, but that's really it. It's just an accessory, like 5 skanky clothes. Oh, and your cooking? He's totally pretending to like it. And now for you one. I've been dying to tell you this. Get it? Dying? Gosh, you must hate me so much. After all, you're so right and perfect and smart. And I'm just some dumb little sister. But what happened once we took over, huh? I'll tell you what happened. Everything went to heck. Our forces were decimated. Our people lost morale. A zero, their song kicked the crap out of us. You lost a bet big time, sis. Too bad your fancy pants attitude can't help you now. I love it. Oh, I also need to talk about all the edicts we rule over. You guys seriously suck. You rely on us for everything. And you're all, oh, Lady 4, Lady 4. But you're really just greedy, lazy, good for nothing, who can't do anything for yourselves. Is it my job to make you happy? Because I don't remember anything about that on the application. Yeah, I pretended to care so one wouldn't have to connotation, but I actually think we should have grounded you all under our boot. Instead, you have just enough freedom to hang yourselves with. What else? Alright, God, I've got a problem with you. I mean, what is up with this world, am I right? It takes an entire day to go from town to town. It's too hot in summer, too cold in winter, and it either rains too much or else there's some drought going on. Oh, and why do we have to eat if we want to live, huh? So stupid. I guess that's what you get when you crap out a world in a week. Maybe spend more than one single day on all the peoples next time. God, see that? I'm not even going to capitalize your name. This is still going on? I've already complained about everything I wanted to. This is a waste of my time. Okay, fine. I guess... Oh, hey, Decadus. Actually, I don't have much to say about him. It's not like I actually always wanted him to come into my bed at night or actually was really interested in sexual talk, or that I wanted him to act more forward and take charge or anything. He could have tried to be normal. In fact, he could sum up everything I want to tell him like this. You're an asshole. About time the tip of Zero's sword reached my brain. I guess it's true. You do get to see your whole life flash before your eyes. Jeez, it takes forever. Now I had to think about all this crap I wanted to forget. Meh. Oh well, So long, 1, you stubborn old bitch. So long, 2, you lovely dovey bitch. So long, 3, you crazy weirdo bitch. So long, 5, you oversexed bitch. And so long, 0, the bitch who's killing me right now. Oh, and the biggest bitch of all, which is, of course, me. I'll see you all in hell. Okay, that one was interesting. Yeah, no. My border guard unit got word today that the Lord is dead. It's not a surprise. We all heard about how powerful these Intoners were fighting our. Although our little frontier patrol hasn't had to meet one yet. Thank goddess. To be honest, none of us care that the Lord is gone. We are worried about where our next meal will come from. Of course, but to be honest, he was kind of an asshole. Hopefully our next Lord will be better. Today we met our new Lord. Well, Lord isn't quite the word. I don't know what it is actually. It's complicated. We soldiers gathered in the clearing and our new Lord, Day 3, came to us. We were all sweating bullets. She's younger than I expected and smaller and also cuter. Hard to imagine this girl leading us, but there it is. Most of the men were smitten with her immediately, and there was no expectation. She really is quite lovely. To say Lady 3 is popular is an understatement. Soldiers are falling all over themselves to be her bodyguard, her valet, her whatever. The old wags don't much like it. But screw them. Hell, it's good to have a charismatic leader. Makes all of us fighting that much harder. I will say, though, Lady 3 is a bit odd. She takes our leftover food, saves beard and hair trimming from the men, and spends all day counting insects. Maybe she realizes such things make her all the more appealing. The unit's on edge. Rumors are flying that Lady 3 is experimenting on human subjects. Apparently our lady is fighting a woman named Zero, and it isn't going well. That's just what I've heard from the man, but it feels right somehow. Anyway, this Zero is a real bad character, so Lady 3 is enhancing soldiers to try it and even the odds. Folks seem pretty upset by it, but not me. I'll do whatever it takes to see Lady 3 to victory. It's not like I have anything else to live for. Today I saw Lady 3 stagger out of her tent dressed only in her nightclothes. I called out to see if she was alright, and she leaned closer and whispered, "Go ahead." I don't remember much after that. Her hands were cold as she led me into her tent, but her lily white skin was like porcelain. She smelled of ripe fruit and summer, and no, I must stop. My words are only do it as a disservice. My lady, my lady, why me, of all people? Lady 3 has ignored me since that day. I finally mustered my courage and begged her to enhance me next. But she started right through me and said, "Your cranial nerve isn't major enough." What does that mean? What's wrong with me? Soldiers disappear from our unit by the hour, taken away to become enhanced soldiers for Our Lady. When I think about it, I get so jealous, I vomit. I'm the only one she won't touch, the only one she won't enhance. Some of the men she chooses actually flee in terror, which only deepens my rage. They fear pain, they fear torture. I live it every day she rejects me. I wish you had never blessed me with your love, my lady. I wish the pain in my chest would end. I wish I was dead. 0, 3, someone, anyone, just make it stop. Finally, my day has come. The power of Lady 3 song will make me a better man, a stronger man, a perfect man. My body seems ready to explode with happiness. So it's a good thing she's prepared an enormous new body for me. I was special. I was chosen. It chose me to be what she is calling Cyclops. Just hearing it gives me chills. Lady 3 says it comes from a giant of legend. Cyclops. Lady 3 says it comes from a giant of legend, Cyclops. The name has a sublime and an ominous tone, and I only pray that my new body does it proud. I shall serve her forever. Don't know how much time passed, no sense of time. All Intoner country destroyed. They talk of empire, of federation, or don't care. Lady 3 not see you lately, but fine. I'm fine. I swear fate to her forever. So see, look, feel Lady 3 near me, soul. Today I wanted to jot down notes on my new fancy meat dish. First, find the freshest ogre meat you can. Any type is fine, so long as it's not too grisly. Tenderize it for a while, then mix in diced onions, ginger, bread crumbs, eggs, and salt and pepper to taste. From the mix into balls. Fry them in oil, then pop them in the oven. For the sauce, mix tomatoes, vinegar, and the sugar, then spice it up. P.S. Five's gonna love this. I was bored this morning, so I tried out a new recipe. First, get a sea serpent. They're omnivorous and tend to get stinky real quick, so yank the innards as soon as possible. Cut it into bit-sized chunks. Cover them in flour and cook both sides lightly in olive oil and garlic. For the sauce, plug out the eyes. Make sure they get all the goo. Mix in grated apple, salt and pepper, then simmer until it thickens. Pour the sauce over the cutlets and bon appetit. This morning I made a nutritious drink for my beloved Zen. Take 100 datura seeds, 50 kahat leaves, and 4 mandraka roots. Be careful picking those. Mash them into a fine powder, then simmer in oil. Wait for the color to change, then strain it so only the nutrients remain in the oil. Then add milk, eggs and honey. Pour into a jug and shake like crazy. P.S. Zen drank the whole thing in one go. He probably won't sleep for a week, which is fine by me. Okay, that's a lot of recipes. The five of us are together for the first time in ages. So I'm making a heaping helping of my hand kneaded noodles. Kneaded? Take a pile of flour and knead in some salt water. Really get into it. Stretch it into long strands, then boil until pliable. While you're waiting, get some ground ogre meat and fry it with tomato, garlic, sesame seeds, salt and pepper. It makes a lot, but that's okay. 5 inhales the stuff. P.S. I actually saw one smile. I have to make this again. This cake recipe is just a ticket for a sweet treat. First, kill a troll and scrape out the fat. There's lots. Render it into lard, add sugar and eggs, and mix until it forms a cream. Then throw in flour, crushed walnuts, and fresh picked raspberry pies. Raspberries from the troll's forest. Mix it up just a little, then bake it in the stone oven until the dagger inserted in the middle comes out clean. P.S. I'm totally making this for the orphans. They love it. So much reading. Lady 2 has had every little appetite since that day. I fear it will affect her health before long, so I decided to follow her example and bake a raspberry cake. Sadly, I don't know the exact recipe. I'd ask around, but no one had heard of such an exotic dessert before. I finally started throwing things together, and after a few hundred tries, I finally got something slightly cake-like. Unfortunately, it wasn't much to Lady Chu's liking, as it just drooled out from her delicate lips. I must get better. It pains me to see Lady Chu growing so thin. Today, I cooked some gruel and mixed it with honey, so it would be easy to swallow, I think. We managed to get 2 whole spoons down, which is fantastic, but I didn't want to force it on her, so I brought her back to her bed. That's when I noticed. Lady Chu's heart isn't beating. She breathes and blinks, but there's nothing from her chest. It's almost if she's... For the past week, Lady Chu has consumed only water. My days blur into each other as I spend dawn to dusk, speaking with my lady. I talk about all the special times we spend together, and yet she never answers. Tonight, after I laid her down, I found my hand around her beautiful neck. It would have been so easy, just a little bit of pressure, and she could finally have peace. Such terrible thoughts. Ah, my love, please forgive me. Today I diluted red wine in water, mixed in my blood, and used my own mouth to give it to my lady. Lately, something dwells in my mind. Lady Chu almost never asked me for anything, but her one insistence was that I not, as she put it, die on her. What could I say to that? Have I succeeded in returning her kindness? Zero is on her way, but until then, we will lay in this shrine and huddle together to ward off the oncoming chill. One. Okay. One, the last time ranking, and then we're gonna finish this. Okay, perfect. My sisters. The logs have been exploited, these lengths are no more. And I understand the quest to root out stragglers is going well. However, you must remain ever watchful, for the defeat of our foes does not end our work. We must prevent new lords from rising up, and we must defeat the traitorous Zero. To do this, we must build, and then nurture our powers. And since I'm putting it through thoughts to paper now, I wanted to write out the 7 words we Intoners must know. The first word we must know is cooperation. We Intoners possess immeasurable power. This, I'm afraid, will lead you to place too much trust in yourself. And as we know, there is no power that does not fall Felix's owner sooner or later. But if we 5 combine our powers, I believe we can overcome anything. And if our own power is not enough, we can call on the strength of our allies, of the people who amass at our side. They may be singularly weak, but combined they can blaze a trail to the future. The second word you must know is strength. Strength. No matter what you believe or how just such belief may be, it cannot come to fruition without the power to make it so. Never cease polishing your skills with swords and song. Never cease inventing new strategies for battle. Think about how to make your nation stronger as a whole. Develop weaponry and train your soldiers. Above all, always be ready to wage war for what you believe. The third word we must know is wealth. Powerful though you may be in battle, your people cannot survive without a prosperous nation to rely upon. Retain always a bountiful supply of the food and resources needed for life, for they are vital in developing our nation. Remember that true wealth cannot be taken, it must be grown. Tend crops, raise animals, find new lands, engage in trade, and above all, do not concentrate your wealth in one area, but instead share it with everyone in your land. The fourth word we must know is wisdom. We must study writings of the past, for the collected wisdom of those who came before lies within. And we must also study our world and the people we share it with, so as to be ever mindful of how little we truly understand of it. As the leader of this world, we must establish houses of learning across the land. Wisdom is a powerful tool that enables people to consider the future, and laying the groundwork for it is among an Intoner most sacred duties. The fifth song we must know is law. The world is not filled with one kind of spirit. Some of the more foolish ones commit crimes, and there is a need to judge them for it. But we must not allow people to condemn others based on passing offenses. Instead, the rule of law must be fitting and proper. The ability to judge all on equal footing is the only basis on which we can guide the world to its proper destiny. And finally, remember that all even choose the wrong path from time to time, even intoners. The sixth word we must know is justice. This is vital. As leader in intoners, we must build a palpably improved world. And to achieve that, we must have resolute and unshakable faith in our sense of justice. We must not give in to our own selfish interests. We must not ignore those who are suffering. We must not overlook the elderly, the young or the weak. We must never forget that we exist for our people's sake. And we must carry those resolve with us always. The final word we must know is love. You may not understand what it means yet, my sisters, but I implore you to remember it. All of the other words are but empty air without the concept of love behind them. Love is what this world needs, and it is what we need. It's altogether possible, my dear. 5, 4, 3, and 2, that I may die before you, and thus I have written down these 7 words. For a while I want you to save this world. I also want to be happy. I love you all. It has been 3 months since I wrote the words. My sisters are dead, killed by Zero, the betrayer. And yet, I do not feel the fault is hers alone. My sisters were tossed and twisted by the power of their songs, and now the world once again spins towards its own destruction. Where did I go wrong? Were my motives not pure? It matters not. Zero is coming for me, and it seems my punishment will be to die with such doubts in my mind. Please forgive me, my sisters. I will go to join you now. And finally, Zero, Mikhail's diary. January 12th, sunny. Today I went to the land of animals, and it was great. There was a big cat with fluffy hair, and an elephant with a short trunk, and a horse with a big long neck, and another horse that was covered in stripes. We all played in the mud and chased each other around. It was a ton of fun, but the sun was damp and hot, and I got really tired real fast. Boo! February 17th. Rain. I've been on this island for a week. There's lots of fishes everywhere. Big fishes and pretty fishes and flat fishes and fish with feathers and arms and legs and stuff. Oh, and mackerels. I like mackerels. I want to go to the other island, but I don't know how. Since it started raining, it's just been water all over the place. April 19th. Cloudy. I saw some humans today. They're all really like songs and sing pretty much all day long, even though everything kinda sucks for them at the moment. I even sang for a while too. Their singing reminded me of Zero. It's funny, even though I forgot a lot of stuff. I always remembered her. I think it's because she was angry with me all the time. I wish she would have sang with me instead. I'm lonely, Zero. May 1st. Clear. There are more humans here lately. and they're taking up more and more of the land. They broke up the forest and mountains and oceans, and now they just moved these big metal boxes and dolls all over the place. The animals that used to live here are in trouble because they have nowhere to live now. But do they deserve the land more than others? I think about that a lot now. Those big metal boxes and dolls. July 1st, rain. The girl who fed me this morning says her nation is a state of constant war. They kill each other from dawn until dusk, then sleep for a bit before starting all over again. Apparently, it's been going on like this for decades. Lately, I brought mackerel to the girl's house to thank her for breakfast, but she'd been blown to pieces by a bomb. Why couldn't I save her? Where did I go wrong? Ooh. September 30. 13th? I don't know. Cloudy with scattered showers. Another day of nothing but mechanical children. There used to be so many humans, and now I can't find them without a long and painstaking search. There was an earthquake yesterday, accompanied by a bright light in the east. Probably more explosions. Contaminated ash rained down, no doubt killing more people and animals. I should have just left through it. It's not like I can do anything. November 4th. Cloudy with occasionally snow. I came across my first human village in a long time. It was small, maybe 100 all told, but they seemed hardworking and honest. When they saw me, they began to call me the Divine Guardian, which most likely meant listening to them complain all day. It seems having someone to talk to is a big deal for them. I can empathize. I look back fondly on some of my conversations with Zero. They helped me feel like I wasn't quite so alone in this world. December 28th. Snow. For a long time I experienced only failure. But I will not quit, no matter how much injustice is in this world. I will not permit myself to surrender to it. I am not Zero. I cannot change the world with rage and destruction. If, however, there is some way I can make it a better place, I will try with all my strength. I will not give up. Zero never did. January 21st. Fire. My body is very broken now. I can feel the holes in my memory increasing in number. But I don't need to fight anymore either, so it's okay. Are you proud of me, Zero? Did I do well? Or would you yell at me like always? Zero, I'll see you soon. Huh. Fire. That's interesting weather description. Really, really interesting. But yeah, that's it. I think we read everything we can. I think. Yeah, we should. So, yeah, like I said, this was the last episode of Drakengard 3. I'm gonna continue with Drakengard 1 soon, maybe in a week or so. And then, yeah. It's kind of sad that it's over. I want to continue playing Drakengard 3, but, well, it's the end, so yeah. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of the day, morning, evening, whatever time zone you're in. And I hope we see each other in the next Let's Play or the next video. And yeah, I bid you farewell. Bye.